Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is June 15th, 2012. Today, we're going to talk about eBay, of course, and PayPal. And we're going to go through my mailbox really quick because since my last 3 videos, I got an absolute ton of personal messages. 99.9% positive, and I'm so glad you guys liked the last 3 videos. And because I don't have enough time to answer everybody individually, I'm going to whip through everything right now really quick. I am not going to mention any specific people who asked the questions, but I am going to cover all the topics because the questions are really good. And we're going to get started. To rehash, my last 3 videos were about how to accept ProPay to do your eBay transactions. Also, there was one about some new eBay updates, and there was one about some YouTube haters. Let's get to all of it. Oh, okay. Guys, one person wrote to me a good letter, something I should address. He said to me, Joe, I was watching one of your older videos from a year ago, or maybe a little longer, where it said you will not take returns and you will not give free shipping. Yet, in your new video, you contradict that and say you will do both. Tell us about that. Well, he's right. You got to understand something. eBay is a mercurial company. It's constantly changing shape. Okay? Now, with the free shipping, we've talked about this so many times. So many times. eBay wants every seller to give free shipping. At first I was opposed to it, but I realized when in Rome, do as the Romans do. It's very simple. If you have an item you used to sell for $75 and 25 shipping, sell the item for $100 with free shipping. You're not losing a dime, plus you get automatic 5 stars in the DSR shipping rating. It's a no-brainer. Why fight it? Just offer free shipping. Everyone's going to win in the end. You will win. Look at me. I got a 5-star shipping rating. Whoever thought that would happen? Right? Am I right? Alright. Exchanges. This depends on your eBay seller record. If you're a top-rated seller, or close to being a top-rated seller, I strongly suggest you take returns for 14 days because, number one, if you don't take returns and a person doesn't like the item, eBay is going to side with the buyer anyway. You know this. This is a given. Okay? I urge you to take returns 14 days if you're a top-rated seller or close to being a top-rated seller because, as I said, eBay always sides with the buyer. So you're going to take the return anyway. Plus, if you take the return like I'm telling you to do it, and you're a top-rated seller, you get a 20% savings in your eBay fees. 20% is a fifth, and you know, that can amount to something if you sell a lot on eBay. So that's why I'm recommending you to take returns. I know it goes against things I said last year and the year before, but things change. That's why it's always good to watch my current videos. I'm trying to help you and keep you abreast of what's changing on eBay. So to rehash, if you're a pretty big seller or even a moderate one, I suggest you take returns 14 days if you are attaining the top-rated seller status, or if you're even close or hoping to, because you'll save 20%. If not, if you're a ham and egger and there's no chance of you making it, then do not take returns. Okay? That's the way I feel. But you should offer free shipping either way. Okay? Now, there's one aspect that I don't want to use a vulgar word. There's one aspect I'm really strict on. Canceling transactions. That's the one thing I will not bend. I will not cancel transactions, period. I'm going to tell you why and explain it. I'm sorry guys that causing to drink so much, but I got the front door closed because there's so much traffic going by, the sound would just drown me out. Especially these motorcycles. They've been going up and down the street all day. Motorcycles, buses, everything else, it would just drown me out. That explains that. Okay, now, why don't I cancel transactions? I go through a lot of trouble when I list my items. I list the item to the best of my ability, and I have several pictures, sometimes as many as 8 or 10 to show the item, and you know, my time is worth something to me. When a person clicks buy it now, there's a drop-down screen provided by eBay that says I understand the seller's terms and conditions, I commit to buy, and I am forming a binding contract. Okay? That's a fact. Now, there is no legitimate reason for a person to want to cancel a transaction except if they bid on the wrong item, this is Joe speaking. To rehash, there are only 2 reasons to cancel transactions. 1, if a guy actually made a legitimate mistake. He wants to buy a blue item and he bid on a green one. Well, that's fine. I don't mind that. Or if a guy bid on 2 items, by accident he wants one, that's legitimate as long as he pays for the one. But otherwise, I'm not canceling transactions. Alright? 4 videos ago, I told you a story about a guy who did a buy it now and refused to pay because I didn't take PayPal. I said to him, I will report you to eBay Trust and Safety. He then responded by cursing with the F word and some other things. Do you remember that video? So I dimed him out to eBay. What happened really surprised me. This is an update. eBay contacted the guy and got loud with him because he used that foul language, and he actually got bullied into paying for the item. It was only a $20 item, alright? But that just goes to show you, the only thing a bully respects is a bigger bully. Laugh all you want, I don't care. I know what works for me and I'm trying to help you, okay? Part 2. Just had an incident not more than 5 minutes ago on eBay. I'm going to read you a message I received. A person did a buy it now, alright, committed to pay, then wrote to me. Well, first they committed to pay, then they checked out, and they said that they would actually pay by credit card. Then they wrote to me, and this is exactly what they said. I'm quoting you. Sorry for the inconvenience, but while searching on your page, my daughter hit the buy it now button while I was away. This is what she says, I am in no interesting looking to buy right now. So sorry. That's not my bad English, that's hers. I wrote back, too bad. You are responsible to safeguard your account from your daughter and anybody else. There's way too much fraud going on. If you do not pay by accepted means, considering the fact you already checked out pay by credit card, I'm going to report you to eBay Trust and Safety. They wrote back to me a few minutes later, oh, I apologize for the mistake. I will pay you for the item. And they called up and they paid for the item. That's example 2. A bully only respects a bigger bully. Right? I'm not in business to be a bully. I'm a regular normal guy. I will bend over backwards for anybody. But if you try and dick me over, I will dick you over back. Okay? That's my point. Don't stand for this stuff, guys. Now, we talked about this a few videos ago, and somebody said to me, well, they didn't say to me, they left a comment that they believe in customer service and they're willing to bend over backwards in every way. I don't disagree as far as taking returns, making the buyer happy. That I don't disagree with him. But a person who bids on your item and refuses to pay is not a customer. That person is a deadbeat and or a scammer. There is no way to establish a relationship with a person like that. There is no way to justify that kind of behavior. To play devil's advocate, the person would say, well, Joe, all right, they're not going to pay you for your item this time, but maybe they'll pay for your item next time. No. How about maybe not? If they don't pay for my item this time, there ain't going to be a next time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. A deadbeat bidder is not a customer. Those are the people we want to weed off eBay, and I'm doing it. I'm weeding off the deadbeat bidders. Kabish? Back to canceling transactions. I want to expound on that a little more. One of the main reasons I won't cancel transactions is because you are giving away your rights. Example. Let's talk about the person that just bid on my item and refused to pay. If I send them a canceled transaction form, there is no way I can win. There's only two possible scenarios. One's bad and the other's worse. The first scenario is they agree to cancel the transaction and then they can leave me negative feedback. Okay? Now, if they do that, I can call eBay Trust and Safety and eBay Customer Support and get it removed. That's true. But it's aggravating and it shouldn't have to happen. And I'm not doing it. Alright? Possibility number two. If I send somebody a cancel transaction form and they refuse to cancel it, even though they asked for it, I can no longer open an unpaid item dispute. Now this sounds kind of crazy. Just let me clarify that. A guy does a buy it now on your item, $100. Immediately writes to you and says, listen, I'm not going to pay you because you don't take PayPal or because the item's the wrong color. Cancel the transaction. You send him the canceled transaction form and he refuses. He says he wants the item. You are in eBay limbo. Even if he never pays for that item, you cannot, repeat, cannot open an unpaid item case. And if he then leaves you negative feedback, you cannot get it removed because he has stated he wants the item and is willing to pay you. I'm not dreaming this stuff up. This stuff's happened to some of you guys. I'm just relaying it, all right? Don't shoot the messenger. Please, guys. Do one thing for me. Do not cancel transactions, okay? That's it. I want to try and keep this video shorter than my last few, but I have one more point I want to make about security. I had a couple of YouTubers contact me the last week or so and say they had been emailed from somebody claiming to be me on another account. Listen close. I do not have another account. I am Crazy New York Driver. If I'm going to email you for any reason, I am not going to hide my identity. You know who I am. So if you want to PM me or contact me, you contact me through my channel, either down below as a comment or in a personal message, and I will respond as Crazy New York Driver. I don't have another account, and if I did, I certainly wouldn't use it and say, like let's say the other account was John Smith. I wouldn't contact you as John Smith and say I'm Crazy New York Driver. That's a scam. I only have this one account. Anyone that contacts you and says they're me is not me. Why? Because I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thanks for watching. I hope I didn't keep you too long, but I had to put this video out. I will put one out next week too. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm